This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now we learn about Burgess Hill Farms with Duane Toews and Jenny Burgess.
Duane Toews joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas. And an opportunity to catch up with Jenny Burgess, talking about your part in a conference that really talked about integration and looking at agriculture from a really, really big perspective. Jenny, share with our viewers and listeners a little bit about your operation and what you're trying to accomplish.
So we are a first-generation farm in south central Kansas, and we cover about 2,000 acres dry land, wheat, corn, soybeans, and milo, and it's all dry land. We are trying to just keep surviving every year. I think everybody can agree that we're all trying to do our best. But trying to build a business from the ground up with no cash has been quite interesting. So it's a opportunity that happened to come along through another business that we had. A retired farmer saw our ambition and saw our work ethic and thought that was two good values to have and starting this business. So
talk a little bit about your husband, not from the U.S., has its own challenges maybe that it provided as well.
Right. So he's originally from England, southern England. He is about an hour south of London. He basically got out of there. The population was too much, over regulations, and there is no way to farm in there without inheriting. So he came over through Ohio State program, through the J1 training visa, and got placed with a local harvest crew in Alden. And I happened to be the waitress at the time, and his first day in the States was my first day at the restaurant. So when you're 15 and you're hearing 20 different guys coming in with 20 different accents, it's quite mind-boggling at the moment, but you learn, and we became really, really good friends. We're still friends. But at times we have our moments. But we started dating 3 years later and started our life and our family and our farm together, and I wouldn't have gone back.
I know because I follow you on social media. This fall has been a challenge. It was for many growers across the country, Kansas in particular. But perseverance, you do what you have to do?
Yes, and I would say last year was our limit. We really discussed on what's our future, because do we want to keep doing this? The farm was running us, and we weren't running the farm. How big do we want to get? Labor's an issue. We all know that very well that it's hard to get local people to work on the farm. But this fall, I tell you, we started out dry, and all of a sudden the rain cloud started right when we were getting ready to plant wheat, and it just didn't stop.
So talk a little bit about your online presence and things you're doing to tell that story.
So I started out with my blog, and basically because I looked at my children getting into the school system and saw the absolute disconnect. Even in a rural community that I graduated in, and the parents and the mothers going through the grocery store and deciding and looking at labels, and it just baffled me, the disconnect. What's outside their window, they have no idea what it is. So I thought, why not show a window into my life? We are starting out. We are learning what works. We are learning failures too. And they can learn along with us. And I have really had good positive feedback from local itself. And we follow you guys all the time, and absolutely amazing what you do, and so sorry to hear about the weather lately. We hear that constantly, even at church, people that don't farm. So that is the main reason I did it, was because of my children and their generation, and the parents that I talk with in the school system too.
So has it provided an opportunity for you to discuss agriculture and food production with some folks maybe in more urban areas?
Yes. So I have, just within Kansas Farm Bureau itself, they've taken me to Kansas City or Wichita, and we've gotten to do local events and talk to local chefs and things like that. But I really think my biggest impact is locally, because I think that's where we need to start, because those are the people that we live around every day.
All right, thanks to Jenny Burgess joining us on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Come back after the break for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
I dug trees by hand for years and years and years. In the process, I wore out my rotator cuff. But when I learned about this process, I thought if there's a way to get rid of this pain, then I want to do it. So we did it, and it worked. I'm not going to go out and dig trees with a shovel anymore, but I can do the things that I want to do now.